Prosecutors say not only is Sean Combs not entitled to bail, but essentially he shouldn't even get a hearing on this. And remember, Combs is currently in detention at the Metropolitan Detention Center out in Brooklyn, New York, after being denied bail by other judges. The main issues keeping him locked away are that the courts have held that the prosecutors have shown that he is a danger on the outside, he's a potential flight risk. Most notably was evidence put forward that he had been improperly contacting victims.
On Friday, a surprising announcement came down. One of his defense attorneys suddenly quits the case. I'm Elizabeth Milner with Law and Crime. Now, this particular defense attorney's reason for quitting wasn't really a reason at all, making his departure a lot more puzzling.
Shortly after Diddy's arrest, his defense team grew when he stacked on 2 more defense attorneys to join Mark Agnifilo and Tinny Garagos at the defense table.
Growing up in LA when I was like 13, I was real close with Diddy's younger son. I told y'all what I seen and what happened to me at Diddy house, and y'all finally finna see what the really been going on. His lawyer that he's done paid millions of dollars to fight his case has withdrawn from fighting the case. You wanna know why he's withdrawing from fighting the case?
Welcome back to StarHush. You already know we're about to dive into some serious legal drama because this one is looking real suspicious. So tell me, how does Diddy's top defense attorney just disappear right before a major case? Anthony Rico, a seasoned lawyer with decades of experience, just walked away from Diddy's defense out of nowhere. And let's be real, lawyers don't just ghost their clients for no reason, especially not at crunch time. Now, before anybody jumps to conclusions, this wasn't some newbie attorney who got in over his head. Rico isn't some lightweight. This man has defended some of the most dangerous criminals in modern history, and yet here he is, bailing on Diddy right when things are heating up. If you're wondering just how serious Rico's past clients have been, let's talk facts. This man had ties to the defense team for Osama bin Laden. Yup, you heard that right. He was involved in cases connected to bin Laden's associates, including Mohammed O'Day, who was convicted for his role in the deadly U.S. embassy bombings in Kenya and Tanzania. And get this, Rico's defense played a role in helping O'Day avoid the death penalty, landing him a life sentence instead. Now, let's keep it real. No matter how bad things look for Diddy, he's not facing a life sentence. And the death penalty, not even a possibility. So why would a high-profile attorney who's been in the trenches with international cases suddenly decide that representing a celebrity mogul was too much? Something about this is not adding up. Did Rico see something behind the scenes that made him step back? Was there a deeper issue that pushed him to walk away? Because let's be honest, Diddy losing a lawyer of this caliber right before trial? That's a major red flag. If Anthony Rico has a history of handling high-profile, high-stakes cases, including turning death sentences into life sentences, then why would Diddy's case suddenly be too much for him? This should have been an easy win, right? So what changed? Well, there's a theory floating around, and honestly, it's starting to make a lot of sense. It looks like Diddy's sons might be making the situation even worse. Now help me understand this. Your father is in legal trouble, and instead of keeping a low profile, you're out here throwing parties? Is this recklessness, arrogance, or straight up denial? Because something about this isn't adding up. Let's talk about Justin Combs. Reports say he's been getting denied rental properties for his parties. Why? Because he has a reputation for promising small gatherings and then turning them into full-blown ragers. An anonymous broker spilled the details, claiming that Justin would tell homeowners he was hosting a chill night with 20 guests, only for 200 people to show up, leaving the house in complete shambles. But if you thought Justin's wild behavior was bad, let's get into his brother, Christian Combs, because his situation is even more serious. Remember when Cassie's lawsuit against Diddy sent shockwaves through the industry in late 2023? Well, just a few months later, in April 2024, another woman named Grace Omarka came forward and filed a lawsuit against Christian. According to legal documents, she claimed that while working as a steward on a yacht in December 2022, Christian pressured her to take a shot of tequila that she later suspected was spiked. She alleged that after she complied, his behavior took a sinister turn. She claimed that Christian grabbed her arm, refused to let her leave the sun deck, and forced her to take another shot. But then things reportedly escalated further. She accused him of kissing her neck, touching her inappropriately, and making her feel completely powerless. Now, if that wasn't already enough controversy for the Combs family, things took another turn after Diddy's arrest. The lawyer representing Christian's accuser, Rodney Diggs, didn't hold back. He made a bold statement saying, "The long-awaited federal arrest of Sean Combs is the first step in our clients receiving justice. We also anticipate more victims coming forward." Then he doubled down with, "We knew this was coming. The evidence is clear, and it was only a matter of time. This is an important step toward justice for all of Mr. Combs' victims, including my clients." Now let's be real. If a lawyer of Rico's caliber suddenly jumps ship, it means something behind the scenes is getting messy. With Diddy's legal troubles reaching new heights and his sons getting dragged into controversy, one thing is becoming crystal clear. The walls are closing in. But the real shocker, it's not just the legal system coming for him. His own circle might be turning on him too. For years, Diddy has been surrounded by loyalists, business partners, and close confidants, many of whom have stood by his side no matter what. But as the federal investigation intensifies, sources are whispering that some of his closest allies are looking for a way out. Let's talk about the industry connections. We already saw Anthony Rico step away from his defense team, but he might not be the last one to distance himself. The bigger the case gets, the more likely we'll see longtime friends, employees, and insiders flip to save themselves. Remember, federal investigations don't just go after one person. They look for patterns, associates, and enablers. And if the rumors are true, there are people in Diddy's camp who might be willing to talk to keep their own names out of this mess. So, what happens if one of his closest people turns on him? We've already seen big names fall under pressure in cases like this. When the heat is on, nobody wants to go down with the ship. And with everything that's being uncovered, there's a good chance someone in his circle is going to crack. When legal trouble hits, keeping your circle tight is key. But in Diddy's case, it looks like his own family might be adding fuel to the fire. Instead of showing unified support, his sons' names keep popping up in one controversy after another, making people wonder, did they make things worse? And now, things have taken another shocking turn. Diddy's high-powered lawyer, Anthony Rico, has officially stepped down from the case. And trust me, his exit was anything but ordinary. Rico filed a formal request with the New York court stating, "Although I have provided Sean Combs with the high level of legal representation expected by the court, under no circumstances can I continue to effectively serve as counsel for Sean Combs. There are sufficient reasons related to the protections afforded by the client privilege for brevity and my application for withdrawal as counsel in this case." Now let's break that down. Rico isn't just leaving quietly. His wording suggests something major is happening behind the scenes. And instead of spilling the details, he's choosing to keep it all under wraps. That kind of sudden exit, it speaks louder than any statement he could have made. So now, the big question, what pushed him to step away? For weeks, rumors have been swirling about Diddy's sons, Justin and Christian Combs, being tangled in their own legal drama. Whether it's wild parties, rental bans, or more serious allegations, their actions have been making headlines. And the timing? Way too suspicious. Rico's exit comes right as more allegations are piling up, including statements from lawyers representing alleged victims. Could he have seen something bigger on the horizon and decided it was time to distance himself? And just when we thought the story couldn't get crazier, a man claiming to be connected to Diddy's son just dropped a video hinting that there's even more to Rico's departure than we realize.
Y'all what I seen and what happened to me at Diddy house, and y'all finally finna see what the really been going on. His lawyer that he's done paid millions of dollars to fight his case has withdrawn from fighting the case. You wanna know why he's withdrawing from fighting the case? Because he just got the court papers in, the discovery, everything that's been going on in that house that they know of. This lawyer seen that and instantly said he can't do this no more. This man don't even want to be guilty by association. He don't even want to fight what it was that he's seen in them papers.
So now the real question is, what does he know? The speculation around Anthony Rico's sudden departure just won't stop. And honestly, the theories are getting wilder by the day. People online aren't buying the idea that Rico just left because he felt like Diddy didn't need him. No, this is starting to look way bigger than that. One user wrote, "This lawyer has defended the worst of the worst. It's not about money, it's about his life. Most of Hollywood is involved." Another added, "Imagine that lawyer represented bin Laden, then saw the Diddy files and was like, nope, I'm out." Now, think about that for a second. This is a man who has gone to battle for some of the most infamous names in history. And yet, he took one look at Diddy's situation and walked away. That raises some serious red flags. So what's the truth? Did Rico step away because he thinks Diddy will be fine on his own? Or did he see something in the case files that made him realize this situation was way deeper than expected? And let's not forget, did the drama surrounding Diddy's sons add to the pressure? Because if Rico saw Diddy, his sons, and his entire empire crumbling before his eyes, it makes total sense why he'd want no part of this mess. But now, I want to hear from you, my stars and hushers. Do you think Rico bailed because Diddy has this under control? Or did he see something so dark that even he wanted out? And what about Diddy's sons? Do you think their recent controversies played a role in his lawyer's decision? Drop your thoughts in the comment section below, smash that like button, and don't forget to subscribe for more updates because this story is far from over.